Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another political episode. We have some breaking news from last night. We have to talk about and somehow have to address Donald Trump's indictment on the classified documents case. First off, it is kind of very suspicious. I'm letting you know my thoughts of it. I do think it's fishy because, I mean, you would think, President Biden, he didn't get in trouble, he didn't get indicted and all that stuff, but you'd think everything would be fine with Trump. Well, Trump wasn't so lucky. He got indicted. And this furthermore is kind of proving that, kind of strengthening the argument for the right that Trump is kind of being picked on by big government and the left in general. So I will tell you, I do think it is kind of fishy, and I don't think he should have been indicted. If Biden isn't going to be indicted, I don't think Trump should. I think it's kind of childish, if you would ask me. So, but the Republicans are kind of jumping up and down here. They're saying that the left and the Democratic Party have shot themselves in 2 feet now, and that Donald Trump is probably going to go up in the polls even more. And so today we're going to be talking about the possibility of looking at the Republican primaries, more predictions, and we'll be talking about the coming presidential election in 2024. So without a moment ado, let's begin. So we have a look at the primaries. These are the current polls. You'll see they have updated quite a bit. So you'll see here Donald Trump has a strong lead in many states, but we're going to do a Donald Trump best performance today. And honestly, it's going to be pretty short. I have concluded and looked at all the polls. All the states in the red and yellow and green are very close. Like in Florida, Alabama, Missouri, Michigan, North and South Dakota, they're pretty close. So I'm like, okay, if Donald Trump gets great recognition from this and great credit, like if he uses this to unite the GOP, he's probably going to win every contest. So that is a prediction I have from there. He would probably win every contest as he was predicted to win, I'd say, before the said elections before DeSantis entered the game. So that would bring it back to the blue map once again. Our big blue map for Trump has returned. And now we're going to take a look at the presidential election. So they're also not. I'd say this would mostly hurt DeSantis. So Republicans are uniting under this indictment and using this to give Trump more popularity. This is hurting DeSantis more though than Biden, I would argue. But I would say if the Trump allies, Trump Republicans, and the Republicans in general, they go hard on Biden really hard due to this indictment, they could possibly win this whole election. So here is my prediction, honestly, if this was to happen. First off, I want to show you my prediction as of right now of how the election would probably look like before the indictment. So polls have changed quite a bit. Having seen the recent polls lately, Trump leading Biden by a lot. Things have changed. here are our election results here. Before the election, Trump wins. I had Trump win because of these polls. Now, let's take a look at post-indictment. But and remember, we talked about indictment in general a month, 2 months ago. Trump was indicted. It took a little bit, honestly. Yes, there was a lot of backlash against the big government when it comes to that. But what would it look like if Donald Trump was to totally sweep it and come in with it good and armed with this? Well, let's take a look here. This is the best I believe Donald Trump can do. And that's if, and this is only for the indictment. So let's start off from the beginning. New Jersey, it really would depend. I'm going to put a toss-up. I mean, they do have a good conservative population. However, that conservative population is more leaning to Mike Pence. I do think this indictment thing does have a chance to break New Hampshire, but we'll see here. Pennsylvania, probably not. I'm probably going to give, however, Pennsylvania. Well, it really does depend. I will tell you. We'll put Pennsylvania up there with New Hampshire. Or let's just say this is the best I believe Trump could do while breaking. He'd expand his margin by 316. I think Minnesota honestly would go 10 here, tilting down, because although Tim Walz won by a good margin in 2022, there was a big Republican rising in the auditor race. They just didn't win. They could have, though. There was a pretty good I would say movement there. Colorado, I believe, would be more. Yeah, I would say Colorado would be unbreakable here. Yeah, I think that's really it. This is the best Donald Trump could do. Here, what do you guys think? Well, do you think Maine could possibly break? Or Oregon? Well, I believe Oregon has Portland. And that's going to have a limit. So I'm going to probably not Portland. Maine, I would say it almost went to Trump, but it's distanced itself from Trump by quite a lot. I'd probably put it up as a huge maybe. Even Virginia, I do think could go, because the polls have been pretty close. So since this is a Donald Trump best performance video, I'm going to give Virginia to Trump. Well, I guess it really does depend. But if Biden does win Virginia, it'd probably be by a tiny margin here. So what do you guys think? Anyway, thank you all for watching. And tomorrow, we are going to be honoring a specific presidential candidate. Let me know who you think this presidential candidate is. As always, I'll see you guys in the next political episode.